You already know that I love the remote and off the beaten path places in the Philippines the most. But do you know what's the big advantage of staying in big cities instead? Well, it's the food, and a lot of it. Delicious food from Filipino restaurants can only be found in the cities. One of those restaurants is called Chowking, a Filipino fast food restaurant chain that serves Filipino Chinese cuisine. Last year, I was totally obsessed with that Pancit Canton and dreamed of coming back here to feed my Pancit Canton addiction. I think my dream will finally come true, and I'm stoked. We are back in Tagbilaran City after traveling around Bohol, and we can finally indulge on this journey around the famous Filipino restaurants and street markets. But that's not the only thing we'll be doing today. We'll also visit the famous Philippine Tarsier sanctuary to have some close encounters with these unique and endangered primates. And later we'll surround ourselves in nature and wilderness of this island, traveling to the waterfalls, rivers and caves. We'll do a lot of exploring in this video. But first, I'm hungry, so let's go on a mission to find my absolute favorite Pancit Canton.
450 per kilo. Bisogo. I sell that for 250.
Early in the morning, we went to the fresh food market. My friend Rose is in the dried fish business, so she wanted to check the local price of fish in Bohol. It was early, so the Pancit Canton place was still closed, but it was due to open very soon. After having a quick look around the town center of Tagbilaran City, we headed straight to one of my favorite Filipino food chains, Chowking. Chowking was founded in 1985 and is now one of the country's most popular restaurants of Chinese Filipino food. It's a style of Filipino cuisine historically brought to the country by Chinese Filipinos. Hi. So pancit and halo-halo?
No halo-halo.
You don't have?
Just one.
Okay, so just pancit then. But Pancit Canton, which is my favorite thing on the menu, together with the halo-halo dessert, are both Filipino dishes. The pancit was absolutely delicious and melted in my mouth. The only real downside of Chowking is its availability only in big Filipino cities or main capital cities, which is why I haven't been back here until now. Straight after our lovely food, we drove to the Tarsier sanctuary.
They're not in cages.
Oh, they're in the wild, yeah?
Yeah, they're just in the tree.
Oh, wow.
And they're only that big, so they're really, really hard to see. If you're lucky, you'll see 3 or 4, maybe you see one twice.
We are in sanctuary of Tarsier.
So this is an open sanctuary. Please don't touch or hold tarsiers, whether that's when you see them in the wild or in any sanctuaries. Tarsiers are sensitive to physical touch, bright lights and loud noises. When stressed, they tend to bash their skulls against objects, which can kill them. Oftentimes, touching them results in them sadly dying. Tourists and locals alike might be unaware of this, so please remember that on your next visit to Bohol or anywhere else where tarsiers could be found. I really hope we get to see some real tarsiers today. It's one of the smallest primates in the world. Like all tarsiers, the Philippine tarsier's eyes are fixed in its skull. They cannot move in their sockets. Instead, a special adaptation in the neck allows its round head to be rotated 180 degrees. We join a group and go around to see if we can spot them in the jungle, so this place is quite secluded. Their eyes are large. These huge eyes provide them with excellent night vision. The whole experience, although for sure more touristy than I would like, was still very nice. It felt like the guides took a really good care of these animals' well-being and needs. We were not promised to see them during our visit, and Tarsiers were not forced to be there or be awake when the visitors come. For that reason, I only really managed to briefly film 3 of them, but I was glad about it. It was important for me to support an ethical center. After our visit, we were offered cute souvenirs, so I bought some fairy magnets and hairbands.
Excuse me, how much? 50, okay. So we saw 4 tarsier in total. 2 of them were very hard to film for me because they were high in the trees. They said they have 5 tarsiers, but one lady was pregnant.
One pimple. It's okay. So you're in love.
Because they are nocturnal animals, it was quite difficult to get them to even open their eyes because, you know, they're very sleepy and just stay in the branches and chill until the evening. But they were still quite close to us and smaller than I even imagined. You know, I saw tarsiers in the wild in Borneo, but that was during the night, so they are a lot more lively. They were just going and hunting with their big fingers. But here, what did you think, Rose?
Next, we departed on a scenic drive among nature while heading to my favorite waterfall in Bohol. We stopped several times en route because it was that beautiful here. Whenever we saw something interesting or worth seeing, even a little path that leads to a viewpoint, we would stop and see it.
Circumferential road.
This is it, I think, yeah.
But finally, we arrived at our next destination, namely the Camugao Falls. We didn't stop at the main car park, but instead private property of somebody who was letting people park there for a small fee. It happened to be the best decision we could have made. The path to the waterfalls from here was quite long, but oh dear, it was beautiful. We went through rocks, cliffs, farm fields, jungles, basically all the things I love in life. It was very memorable and once again reminded me that these are the kind of places that my soul needs. Not the cities, but nature.
Don't go in there. That's where the snakes are.
Combining that with the fact that this waterfall turned out to be the most unique and picturesque waterfall that we've seen in Bohol, all made it my favorite one that we've been to. The rocky stairs down the cliff are quite steep but manageable. Once you get there, you instantly see this very interesting emerald color. I would definitely say it's more green than blue, which I loved as it made it more unique. The pool is great for swimming and it gets quite deep here. There are lots of little huts and places to sit beneath the falls, which make this spot a great place to relax. You can rent an entire hut here, where you can chill in the shade and keep your stuff under cover. And you can also buy some fresh coconuts nearby. The lush green plants and vines surround the canyon. The surrounding area, rich in tropical flora, enhances the tranquil experience, inviting visitors to unwind and soak in the beauty of their surroundings. For the adventurous spirits, Camugao Falls is not just a scenic spot. You can also indulge in fun activities here. As you explore the area, you may encounter local wildlife and the soothing sound of nature. As you can see, I've been doing a lot of driving and exploring while participating in many fun and adrenaline-driven activities. Doing a road trip like this around one of my favorite countries in the world is a real dream come true. And I always encourage you guys to venture out, to start exploring, to travel around, because I believe that's one of the best things you can do for yourself. Traveling in a foreign country, it involves a certain degree of risk. In all the years I've been traveling, you guys, I've always had travel medical insurance. I have used different providers in the past. This video is in partnership with SafetyWing. Since discovering them, I realized that they actually come with a lot of perks. It's one of the most affordable options on the market. They also include Nomad Insurance, which is a comprehensive travel medical insurance which gives you access to qualified global network of hospitals for unexpected medical problems and accidents. It includes coverage for doctors, hospitals and emergency medical evacuation, as well as travel-related matters such as travel delays, lost checked luggage, emergency response, natural disasters and personal liability. You can click the first link in the description to check out the best SafetyWing plan for you and enjoy the peace of mind on your next travels around the world.
The pool is huge, and the lady told us it's about 30 feet deep in some places, you know. So there's definitely plenty of space for people to swim. You can go and sit right underneath the pool, which is very refreshing. The water is pretty cool. It's quite cold, but you know, it's so hot that it doesn't really matter how cold the water is. You can still just enjoy it, and it's a nice cool down. It just looks like paradise, doesn't it? It's not really entrance fee for this one, but if you want to rent one of the sitting spots, it's 100 pesos.
You go there.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's okay.
Will it be okay?
Yeah.
From here easy.
The highest jump off point of the rock is around 3 meters. Nothing too wild, but still a lot of fun. I first made sure the landing was clear of large rocks or shallow patches before doing any cliff jumping, and I recommend you to do the same.
Yeah, why not?
They're not shallow, right?
But it's nice there. The view is perfect. Go. One more. Go. You didn't know how to back dive?
Back dive? I've never tried. Do you know how to?
Okay.
Our next stop was the Inambacan cave and spring.
Especially when you know where you're going, you can just literally a few minutes and go in between these places.
A few meters downhill from a dirt road is the entrance to Inambacan cave. The cave has an active underground river system. Very peaceful and wonderful place for relaxing and swimming. There are many places to swim here or just be alone with nature.
We just got to the next place, very close to the previous waterfall, especially, of course, if you have a car though, then you can get here very easily. And look, 30 pesos entrance. I'm not sure if we'll be able to enter the cave though, because the guy at the top said that it's not allowed. So we'll see once we get there if it's possible or not. But hey, it's beautiful color of the water again. And the drive is also very picturesque. You see a lot of bridges, rivers, jungle. Not allowed to.
We were told not to try to go inside as it wasn't safe and we didn't see anyone else going in.
So that was the cave that I could see. And here is the pool.
Most of the time, there was no one here except from us. Sometimes we would just walk by the local houses or see the locals washing or dipping in the river.
Yeah, it was colder than the waterfall. The water here colder than the waterfall. Oh, look at the lady.
That's how you bat in the Philippines.
In the mountain, yeah, for sure.
Anywhere.
It's kind of like I did in the river, I remember. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, but mostly like that. You just bat example, just doing that. That's the real. You know? Now we walk in the river. It's too high.
Located a few meters away from the cave is Tubig, Dako, a brook where the water that flows out of the cave goes. Tubig Dako flows downstream from Camugao Falls to Inambacan. It has a small falls with a drop of around 3 feet. There used to be a ship-shaped mini island on the center of the river, but due to earthquake it was damaged. You can still see it here. But nonetheless, this place is still very serene and a must visit.
Small waterfall.
From there, keep growing.
It's not coconut pe. Put in mama.
Don't know.
How it can grow like
Look how good is it. The
And that's the end from me in this episode. Please give it a like if you enjoyed it. In the next episode, we'll actually be leaving Bohol and getting a ferry to Cebu. But that should bring more exciting adventures as we'll be heading to Mindanao next.